to the Alabama State Coaches Show with Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. here at the Nest on the Hornet Sports Network. No, I am not Khalil. I'll try to do my best to live up to that. Coach, thanks for being here. And I know we don't normally congratulate somebody after a loss, but I'm going to do it because that was a heck of a game at UAB.
Yeah, it was a great game, but I won't take that congratulations. So I'm looking at it as we want to finish off the deal. We want to get wins in those type of games, but very proud of the way the student athletes played. The coaches did a great job of getting us ready to play. Just fell a little bit short, but it's a lot of things that we have to work on, and now we turn the page and get ready for the next game.
Getting ready for Southern this coming weekend. 52-42 the final score against UAB up at Protective Stadium, but you did have a couple of players had great games. You had a lot of players that have great games, and one of them was National Player of the Week.
Yeah, I think you have to start with Andrew Body. I mean, that guy had just come out here and just played really hard. Love the things that he does as a leader on and off the football field, but he's one of those guys that you have to root for, to me, in all of college football, just the way he's come back from the last two injuries and shows you what he can do, not only throwing the football but running it. So he's definitely a true dual threat quarterback. We're
going to take a break. When we come back, we'll recap last Thursday night, and then we'll follow up and we'll talk to a couple of players from Alabama State. We'll talk to the quarterback, Andrew Body, and also Jalen Jones will join us, and we'll get you ready for Southern. Coming up in just a minute on the Hornet Sports Network.
Alabama State University, the place where history is made. With over 60 accredited degree programs and 18 intercollegiate athletic programs, we've focused on student success for more than 150 years. Our rich legacy is built by the history makers of today, shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Alabama State University, where your future begins and history continues to be made.
Car wreck and you don't know where to go. Listen real close, I'll tell you what I know. Vance Law Firm will make you smile. Pick up the phone, here's the number to dial. Down for me. Vance Law Firm. For me. Vance Law Firm. For me. Vance Law Firm. For me. Vance Law Firm.
Welcome back to the Nest as we look back on last Thursday's game against UAB, Protective Stadium. A 10-point loss for the Hornets, but Coach, a lot of positives. And we start with the offense. Just a fantastic night. You've already mentioned your quarterback, but so many others had good games.
Yeah, we had all four starting receivers score a touchdown, and Jalen Jones, Asa Gregg, Ajah Harrell. So all of those guys did a great job. Dylan DeJet scored his first touchdown as a Hornet. So the offensive line, I think we gave up, 2 sacks for the amount of times we passed, which was pretty good. So I think overall it was just a really good performance. Of course, as a coach, I'm still talking about the one turnover. We want to improve on that. But the third down percentage was extremely good, 13 out of 15. So if you talk about how do you win football games, protect the football, score touchdowns in the red zone. So we did a lot of really good things, things that we can build on for next week and the rest of the season.
You touched on this briefly, but Andrew Body, the fact that he got hurt in the first game last year, and I know you don't want to look at it and say, man, if we'd have had him for the full season, but I know that what if is in the minds of the fans. What do you see happening the rest of the way with a healthy Andrew Body?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the class of the conference. I think he's a guy that can really take over a football game. For us, I'm telling him, hey, you have to distribute the football. So I think he's at his best when he gets the ball to his playmakers. We have a lot of talented guys on offense, so he doesn't have to do it all. But when it comes into those situations, you trust that you have a guy that can go out there and make a play and win a football game if he has to.
You mentioned the receivers. Jalen Jones had a big night, had a touchdown reception, led you in receiving yards, and I think I read close to 100 yards and yards after catch. That's pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it coming at the end of last year. You could tell JJ was really turning it on. Just a very confident kid, all-state basketball player, point guard. So he has that mentality of taking charge of things when he has to. So, but this spring and also in the summer and the fall, you just could tell he was up for a big day. So it was good to see it happen right there at home. His first game playing back in Birmingham since last year. He's from Birmingham, went to Ramsey High School. So it's always great when you're a local kid and you can come home and have a big day.
And then your running backs, Holtzclaw leading the way. You had other guys who carried the ball. I think you had something in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 guys beyond the quarterback who led you in rushing that put together a pretty good game for you behind
Yeah, I
the
mean,
quarterback.
absolutely. We want to run the football. It was just one of those games where, because of the score and because of what Andrew Body was doing, but ultimately the offensive line, those are the guys that we don't mention until they make a mistake. But Frazier, Cam Gordon, those guys, they played Cam Smith, those guys played a really good, solid football game. And of course, the running backs, Carl Ligon, those type of guys, they all stepped up and made some really big plays. But for us to be successful in the type of team, we have to control the clock, which we did a really good job with time of possession. But then we have to run the football effectively also.
Let's go to the defensive side, where I know you would prefer never to give up that many points. You were playing at FBS school that had a pretty good quarterback, but talk a little bit about what you saw from them.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough day. Kitna, played against his dad in the NFL, so he's an NFL-type talent, has that type of arm. And it's an FBS program, so they have a couple more scholarships and those type of things. But for us, the mentality of giving up that many points did not feel good. To me, I'd rather win 6-3 as opposed to 52-50. But for the fans, it's exciting. But for a defensive-minded coach, it's not what we want to get to. So we're going to get back to our standard. But Rudy Jean-Louis, one of those guys who played well, had quite a few tackles. Keon Lewis, so usually the usual suspects. But this year we started like 5 or 6 guys for the first time. Had a lot of young guys who may have played 10 to 15 plays a game. Now they're playing 50 to 60 plays a game. So now they have to make that adjustment of, I'm a regular every down player and not just coming in for a small part of the game.
And you played a lot of players on both sides of the ball. Talk about the fact that you got some experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's for the first 3 games. We really want to get a lot of guys out there. So, of course, you're always out there to win the game, but at the same time, you have to get those young guys in the game. We're going to need them down the stretch, especially when we get into SWAC competition.
I don't have any doubt you'll have them ready, and we'll be talking about Southern coming up this weekend. But in the next segment, we're going to talk to a couple of players who had big games for Alabama State. We'll introduce you to them when we come back. Stay tuned.
Alabama State University, the place where history is made. With over 60 accredited degree programs and 18 intercollegiate athletic programs, we've focused on student success for more than 150 years. Our rich legacy is built by the history makers of today, shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Alabama State University, where your future begins and history continues to be made.
Car wreck and you don't know where to go. Listen real close, I'll tell you what I know. Vance Lawful will make you smile. Pick up the phone, here's the number to dial. Down for me. Vance Lawful. For me. Vance Lawful. For me. Vance Lawful. For me. Vance Lawful. For me.
Do you want to help shape the future? Take a look at mechanical engineering and a degree from Alabama State University. Mechanical engineering is among the most diverse of the engineering fields, from buildings to cars to the food we eat. Mechanical engineering affects almost all aspects of our lives. To design solutions that will transform our world, start with your degree from Alabama State University. The pathway to being a history maker starts here. Alabama State University, the place where history is made.
Back to the Alabama State Coaches Show with Eddie Robinson Jr. I'm Graham Dunn, filling in for Khalil this week. Coach, Southern is not a opponent that Alabama State has had a lot of games against over the years, but they're pretty special to you. You were telling me your first game dressed out was at Southern.
Yeah, absolutely. And even before that, growing up in New Orleans, going to the Bayou Classic, I always rooted for Southern. My dad went to Southern in New Orleans, so that was the big game every year. So my first game was actually playing at Southern University and in A.W. Mumford Stadium. Quite the experience, and it's going to be quite an experience for the young men. One of the great places to play in all of college football, especially in the SWAC conference. Those fans will be excited. It'll be late at night by the time we really get going, and it's going to be a great atmosphere, just a great place for us to go out there and have a great competitive SWAC football game.
By the way, I need recommendations on Cajun food when we get down there. So
you really can't go wrong. I mean, just for the most part, everywhere you go is going to be pretty good. It's just one of those type towns, Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge you're going to eat well whenever you go down there.
I plan on doing that. Southern has played twice already. They're 1-1. I don't know how much you've taken from those 2 games, but talk a little bit about what you've seen on film.
Yeah, I mean, the second game was the big one we really looked at, playing Mississippi Valley, opponent that we play on a regular basis. So it was a good gauge for us to see what they do well. some of the things that they may present as far as a trouble to us. But for the most part, I think teams right now, early in the year, you're more focused on yourself. Make sure that we're not having the penalties. We're going out there and executing. That's our word for this year, execute. And we just want to go out there and execute at a high level. We can do that. We feel like we have a great chance to go down there and get a victory. But we know it's a tough place to play. So I think the mentality, the mental toughness of the team will be tested. We'll have some adversity. Just getting off the bus, the fans are going to be loud. They're going to be unruly. They'll be talking a whole lot. So we know a lot of young guys have to get up there and get ready to play. But I think it's really going to prepare us for some other tough road games that we have later on in the year.
You played them a couple of years ago here.
Mm-hmm.
How much are they different from then to now?
Quite a bit. I think most of the, just with the turnover of the roster, different coaching staff, so they're quite a bit different. But Coach Graves, they went to the SWAC championship game last year, so they have a championship pedigree. They expect to play well. They're 1-1. They want to defend their home. It's the home opener. They have new turf, renovations to the stadium, so it's a lot of reasons for them to be excited to play a football game. But for us, we have our own things going, so we want to go out there and play well and win. So we're just as excited to go down there. It's not counting in the SWAC standings, but it's a SWAC football game, and that's how we're taking that approach. So we're excited about going out there to make the trip and play.
I thought I saw they have 2 quarterbacks listed that have played so far. You can tell us a little bit about that. What are you expecting from either one of them?
Yeah, well, one of the young men, he was injured in the last game, so he more than likely will not play. So definitely prayers out to him and his family. We know football is a violent, tough sport, but so they have more of a runner, dual threat guy, similar to Andrew Body. So it'll be a test for us to keep him in the pocket, control the running game. They have some pretty good running backs who have played well in the first couple games, and they'll take a lot of shots deep. So the cornerbacks have to be ready to play. Overall, Alabama State just have to get back defensively to our brand of football, playing tough, physical, violent football, protected on the offensive side of the ball, and win the kicking game. That's where we always have to start at. That's one thing we didn't talk about, but Andrew did a great job of making all of the extra points. Didn't get a chance to line up for a field goal, but this week, I'm sure either him or Brandon will get a chance. And so for us, the kicking game is where it starts. So you have to be really solid in the kicking game, especially early in the year.
You went where I was going to go next, and that is you want to take all of that offense with you into Saturday, but leave some of the defense back. What do you expect offensively from your team? That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, it is. And I told them you just have to get out there and get better each day. We go out there, we're striving for perfection. So, my talk to Andrew Body, he said, well, man, how could he have improved? So I pointed out the mistakes that we made, how we can get better. There's always room for improvement. Coaches, players, even myself, how could I have called a better game? How could I have prepared better for the game? So we're looking to go out there and improve and get better offensively from what we did last week. And if we can make that happen, then it'll be a good game for all of the Hornet fans.
And you've already said it, this is not a SWAC game, but it is, right?
Yeah.
This is a team that went to the championship game a year ago. Good measuring stick, right?
Yeah, very good. They're picked to finish first in the West, an experienced roster. They have the defensive player of the year over there. So they have some really good guys, some really good football players. They've always been traditionally well. They're going to play hard. They're going to compete. And they're tough to beat down there in Baton Rouge. So we understand what we're going up against, but we'll be up for the challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
I know everybody is. There'll be a lot of folks from Alabama State headed down that way this weekend. Want to thank our sponsors, Coke, Alabama Department of Public Health, and Vance Law Firm for being a sponsor of this show. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Alabama State University, the place where history is made. With over 60 accredited degree programs and 18 intercollegiate athletic programs, we've focused on student success for more than 150 years. Our rich legacy is built by the history makers of today, shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Alabama State University, where your future begins and history continues to be made.
Do you want to help shape the future? Take a look at mechanical engineering and a degree from Alabama State University. Mechanical engineering is among the most diverse of the engineering fields, from buildings to cars to the food we eat. Mechanical engineering affects almost all aspects of our lives. To design solutions that will transform our world, start with your degree from Alabama State University. The pathway to being a history maker starts here. Alabama State University, the place where history is made.
Welcome back to the Alabama State Coaches Show. We bring in a couple of players who had a special night this past Thursday up at Protective Stadium against UAB. The quarterback, Andrew Body, wide receiver, Jalen Jones. Welcome in, guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
Look great over the course of the game. What's it like to put up 42 points in a game and you wish you could have put up more?
It's the new offense. It's the new offense. This is just what we've been working on. We knew what it was to come, and now it's just finally on display.
Jalen, what about you?
I just feel like from the spring until now, first game of the season, I feel like that's what we've been working on, being more explosive as offense. So I feel like that first game showed us what we could do, and we all could really get better from that.
Andrew, I've got to ask you the question about last year. Let's go back to your injury in the first game. Obviously decimating to you, but having to watch your team play for an entire season and to come back, what did it mean for you to have the performance that you did in the first game?
So I said this on an interview before, and it's literally just all God. Like, I trusted his plan, and he was just being very patient with me. Sometimes when you feel like it's the right time, that's not the right time when it's for you. So God presented this opportunity to me for me again, and I took advantage of it 100%.
Jalen, what was it like every time you looked up, the ball was right there, it seemed like, wasn't it?
I just feel like we've been going over it in practice, same play that we ran in the game. We've been hitting the same spot, so I feel like in the game, I just thought about practice when it came to me. Catch and go score is what Coach Barnett always says, so just finish every play.
The expectation now, guys, you've created it. You put up big numbers in your first game. Can you continue to do that, you think, the rest of the year?
That's the new standard, so of course we can. We got a lot of talented players on our offense, and really the offense as a whole. We got a great offensive line. They held up very well in the game. They allowed me to get them passing yards, because without them, none of this is possible. We got great running backs, and we also got some very talented receivers and tight ends as well.
Jalen, you're not the only one that had a big night receiving. You had a lot of your teammates. What was it like for all of y'all after that game, despite the fact that you had lost?
I just feel like coming from me, Asa, and Ajah, we've been here since freshmen. So it was just me seeing like all of us grow up together, and then we added on Dylan. He came in, a senior. He came in and just got on the same level as us. I just feel like as a group, collectively, we just played well together.
Andrew Body, the quarterback, Jalen Jones, one of the great receivers here at Alabama State. Let's talk about Southern and what you're going to be up against this weekend. Southern's already played a couple of games. They're the defending division champs. What do you see happening Saturday?
Well, that's a talented team that we're going to go against this upcoming Saturday. But at the end of the day, all we always say is it's just us. So all we can focus on is what we got to do going into this game, and we expect to win.
Jalen, what about you?
Like Andrew said, it's a great team going into their stadium, so they're not going to back down. I feel like we just got to control what we can control. Like this week of preparation just have to be very detailed, and we just go in the game knowing we can win. Just got to play confident and we'll make it happen.
After a game like you had this past week, was it easy to get back into the practice sessions and do what you needed to do?
I would say most definitely. It's just Coach always says to strengthen your routine, and coming off just not really being in there as much physically wise, it was an awesome feeling, but just sticking to the routine that we've been doing, and we've been doing it since the spring, literally after the season, for real. So just keeping that same thing going on into the off season, and the whole season going to just keep it the same.
I probably shouldn't ask this, but I'm going to. Do you feel like you're the go-to guy when you need a first down?
I feel like any receiver on the field is the go-to guy. We all put in the same amount of work, go and watch the countless hours of film, so we know what we're going against. So we feel like the right play is being called, everybody's going to get open. Anybody can get it on third down. We're going to convert it.
We are going to Baton Rouge this weekend. I got to ask, do you like Cajun food?
I love Cajun food. I'm from the South.
Is there a particular dish you like?
I like some crawfish etouffee, if we get specific about Louisiana, but they got amazing food down there for sure.
Jalen, you're from Birmingham, right? Yes. So I don't know how much. Have you ever had Cajun food?
Not at all.
Not at all. Will you take him and see that he gets some somehow while they're down there? Maybe order takeout. I don't know. I think you'd enjoy it. I really do.
People always tell me to try it. I may try it. I don't know yet.
I think you will. I think you'll like it. Guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck Saturday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Car wreck and you don't know where to go. Listen
Coach, good luck at Baton Rouge.
Absolutely. Looking forward to all of the Hornet fans coming down there and rooting us on for a victory.
We look forward to bringing you the game on the Hornet Sports Network. 6 o'clock for the kickoff. We'll be on 50 minutes prior to that. We look forward to bringing it to you. Have a great evening.